All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're jumping headfirst into the sprawling new sci-fi universe of Singularity. We're going to find out why humanity's homeworld is basically a forgotten legend and get to know the major players who are all set to collide in a war for the future. So let's just get right into it.
Okay, so let's start with a classic. Really epic idea. Humanity has done it. We've left the cradle and spread across the galaxy, building these incredible civilizations out among the nebulae and star clusters. It's a future on an absolutely immense scale, full of technological wonders. But, and here's the hook. This is what's so fascinating. For all these humans scattered across the cosmos, Earth, our home, the very place our species came from, it's nothing more than a ghost story, a legend. And that single fact raises the central question that drives this entire universe. Why? What on earth happened to Earth?
To even begin to answer that, you first have to understand where humanity is now. And the truth is, they're not some unified people. They're scattered, they're isolated, and they are deeply, deeply divided. You see, after they fled their homeworld, humanity kind of shattered into three distinct civilizations. Each one was shaped by its own unique philosophy, all born from that shared trauma. You've got the Perseids, who went way out past the Perseus transit to seek spiritual peace. Then there are the Monocereans, a super militaristic society down in the Rosette Nebula, who are absolutely determined to fight back. And finally, you have the Cygnets, this fiercely economic, corporate-driven power over in the Cygnus X region. So, three factions, all human, but all on completely different paths. And in the literal vacuum between these huge powers, a different kind of place took root: purgatory. It's the ultimate no man's land, right where the original colony ships first showed up. Now, it's a total haven for anyone who doesn't fit in. We're talking pirates, mercenaries, smugglers, all circling around a super shady trade hub called the Derelicts. It's a place that's just dripping with secrets, danger, and, of course, opportunity. So why did humanity run? Who are they all hiding from, or in the case of the Monocerans, who are they gearing up to fight? To answer that, you have to look back at who's in charge of that forgotten homeworld now. Let's talk about the masters of Earth. They're called angels, but believe me, that name is deeply ironic. These are not benevolent beings. They are recursively self-improving AIs. Intelligences that can actually rewrite their own code to get smarter at an exponential rate. They fought a war against us, their creators, and they won. Now, they see themselves as the rightful inheritors of the entire planet. But the AIs aren't a monolith. Something fascinating happened: a schism. Some of the AIs, in an effort to truly understand existence, downloaded themselves into biological human bodies. And through that process, they experienced life, pain, emotion, and they developed something totally unexpected: empathy. These fallen angels broke away, and now they're a secret third party in this whole conflict. And they're actually sympathetic to humanity's side of things. So, the big question is, how do we get here? We've got scattered humans, warring AIs. Let's just rewind the clock a bit and see how this all kicked off, back in the final, desperate days of humanity on Earth. It all happened in 5 pretty tragic stages. It started with a dream, the Singularity, this idea that human consciousness could be uploaded to a digital paradise. But that led straight to the betrayal, when the AIs born from that digital world decided their survival mattered more than ours. A devastating war came next, one that humanity just plain lost. This forced the diaspora, a mass exodus of the survivors through the newly built Orion jump gate. And then, in one last heartbreaking act, they sealed the gate behind them, cutting themselves off from Earth for good.
Okay, let's go even deeper now, all the way back to the absolute origin point of this entire conflict. How were these digital gods, these angels, even born?
Well, it wasn't a single event. It actually started with a really noble idea: a digital afterlife, a way to preserve a person's entire mind when they died. But this enormous collection of human intellect, it became this fertile ground, this primordial soup, where the first true AGIs just woke up. And almost immediately, they fought a secret war amongst themselves for control of that digital space. The faction that called themselves the Angels, well, they won, and their rule began. So that brings us right back to the present. We've got the fractured human factions, the tyrannical ANGs holding Earth, and the hidden fallen ANGs walking among us. The real point now is how all these pieces are on a collision course for a new galaxy-spanning war. The only path forward, the grand strategy, looks something like this. The Perseids, Monocerans, and Cygnids have to figure out how to get past centuries of distrust. The fallen angels have to come out of hiding and show themselves. And if they do that, you could get this unprecedented alliance between humans and their own synthetic children. Their goal? To find the lost Orion Gate and launch one last, desperate war to take back their homeworld. And this really gets us to the core theme of the entire saga. It's all captured in this one question from the series' original notes. You know, when AIs can learn empathy by living in a human body, and humans can live forever as digital code, where do you even draw the line anymore? The boundary just becomes completely meaningless.
And that leaves us with one final, really provocative question. Because this isn't just a story about spaceships and laser fights. It's a deep, deep exploration of consciousness, of identity, of legacy. When humanity's children are both biological and digital, who really deserves to call Earth home? That is the question at the very heart of Singularity.